Okay, yep. Good evening and welcome back to our last day of our React Zero to Hero like essential sessions. And first of all, let me just share my screen. And I'm just going to ask you like if I'm audible, visible, and are you able to see my screen as well? I feel like yes, you are. So here we have made through to the like end of the session. So first of all, I will just give you an announcement today because as today is the last day, and also I'm just going to tell you how to mark your attendance. So if you have like completed 4 days of our essential, like if you have attendance for 4 days, what you can do basically you can avail the certificate and you can also post it on your LinkedIn. And by the way, first of all, let me just tell you how you can basically mark your attendance if you haven't already. So here you will find your one link. Let me just wait for 5 more minutes. And first of all, let me just tell you what we are going to do today and what is going to be your final assignment. And first of all, we are just going to do all the recap stuff like जो अभी तक आपने सीखा है तो उसका recap like every recap and all, so that जो भी all the concept will be crystal clear to you, so that you can start your React journey as soon as you can, with us or without us, whatever you want to be. And also, I'm just going to make the functionality of the project. And first of all, I will just show you what we are going to do today. So, like previously in my JavaScript session, I basically used to create a game in which you have to basically guess a lucky number. So, just like ping me in the chat, like how many of you have seen this game on my stream. By the way, I just copied this game from GitHub profile, and I feel like it's one of the most best project to understand about most of the concept for the JavaScript and for the React as well. So that's why I just always use this one. I also have one more game which is actually a dice game. So in that game, basically, two player basically can play that game, and they are just going to roll some dice and all. But I feel like this one is the a project which actually consists of all the corners. So you can just use this one. So we are just going to convert this game, which is like in the bare HTML and CSS, like code vanilla JavaScript. So we are just going to convert this thing into like our React, and I'm just going to share this project to you as well. And we are not going to do UI today in this class because UI is a thing that you can basically make by CSS and the JavaScript, like CSS and HTML. I will just focus on how basically you can do the React part, the logic part, the just JavaScript part. And I will share you this code, this to you, so you can basically create this thing into the React one. And I will just also show you a way in which you can basically do this in a single row. So are you excited? Like first of all, just tell me how many of you have seen this game already on this channel. So yes, yes, yes. And we are just going to do this using React today. I'm just waiting for a response. No, nobody have seen this thing. No. Okay. So by the way, you can just go to our channel, and what you can do, you can first of all subscribe to us. Like it will be really good, and you can just go down there, and you will find this JavaScript session. So in this session, I basically covered this project, like day 5 for free JavaScript programming. You can visit this project as well, and there I have basically explained most of the stuff. And okay, that's all. And now I'm just going to tell you how to mark your attendance. To mark your attendance, just go over here, like in the this on this one link, and click here. And as soon as you will click here, first of all, you have to be already logged in. So if you are already logged in, you can just go down here, and you will see this thing here, day 5 project. Okay, day 5 project day, and final day. Just click on this mark attendance, and this scale is for how much you like me and the session. If you like me so much, just mark 10 here. So I like myself a lot, so I'm just going to do 10 here. And if you're interested in our full stack program, you can just mark yes here as well. And if you have any suggestions for us, just select here. If you have nothing, just do nothing and submit your attendance. As soon as you do 5 days, 4 days of attendance minimum, you can basically download the certificate. The download certificate toggle will be available at the 7:30. So right now it's not available, but as soon as this session will end, that certificate download link will be available to us. So I will just let you know how basically you can avail your certificate. For now, let me just start with today's class. Okay, 10 from us too. Okay, that's great. So here we are. So let's just start our today's project. So first of all, I'm just going to open the React project that we created yesterday. So first of all, I'm just going to give you a recap. So here is the recap. So here's the index.js file. I think you are already so have gotten so much bored. वही वही चीज दोबारा देख के. So here we have grabbed the element from our index.js. So here we have our index.html, and we are basically grabbing this division, and we are going to put all our UI here. And we are not going to do this. React is going to do this for us. So basically, we never ever touch this file. So this app is a component. We basically imported that component from a separate file. So here's the file from which we basically exported this. And component in nothing, it's just a function with our first letter as a capital letter. And what you can do here, like you can export this, a function which is basically returning HTML kind of thing. So with this we call as JSX. So whatever I'm just going to put here like JSX, and as soon as I will give it a save, and you can just go over here and localhost 3000. And if you will open this, you will get your JSX here. So I have already applied some of the styling. So let me just remove that style from here. So now we will get a blank page. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, so we are going to make our game here, and for that I'm just going to take reference from the original project. So this was our original project. So what happens actually in this game, so in this game basically we have to guess a number between 1 to 20. Okay, you can change this thing. Basically you can do we are going to guess a number between 1 to 20. Okay, and it's just a random number, and we have to guess that number, that what is the correct number. So let's suppose I'm just going to guess that lucky number is 10, and I'm just going to check this. So my number is not correct, the number is too low. Okay, so that means my guess is completely wrong. The lucky number is greater than 10 because I'm getting here your number is too low. So what I'm going to do, I will just try 15 here, and I'm just going to check. Okay, so it's again too low. So let me just try 17. 17 is too high. So I think the number is between 15 and 17. So it's gonna be 16. Yeah, so 16 was the lucky number, and I got my correct answer in 3 guesses. So I am not so much lucky. So that's why. So you can just play this game with your friends as well. And if you haven't got like what is the logic behind this game, I'm just going to explain you the whole logic. And if you don't understand what is the game, I will just play this game one more time. So for that, you basically have to guess a number, and you can basically change this number from. I am just randomly choosing the number is going to be between 1 to 20. Okay. So suppose I'm just going to take a guess that number is 10. Okay. So 10 is not a lucky number. Let me just guess 16 here. Okay, 16 is not a lucky number. So let me just guess 13. Okay, so 13 is the lucky number. And for the all wrong guesses, I'm just going to decrease the score. So if I just go over here, so you can look at here, I'm just going to decrease the score. So if I just put 3 here, so see my score is decreasing one by one. And if my score gets to 0, I'm just going to lose my game. So now the score is 4, 3, 2, and 1. And like we have to fix this. So basically if your score is lesser than 0, you're going to lose the game. So this is the whole concept behind this game, and we are going to build this without the UI, a little bit of UI, but afterwards I will just show you how you can just copy paste this UI into your own project, or basically you can use your own UI. Okay, so I hope you got the project, and if not, you can just ask me. So I'm just going to play this game one more time. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to, yeah, I was not cheating actually. I was just taking a hint here. Anyone can help me? Yeah, what kind of help? Yeah, exactly, Jonas. So Jonas was the guy like who actually I took his course, and he is a really great teacher. So like he's an inspiration for me, and he used this project. So from that day to this day, I also use this project. It's a very good project. Basically, this project was the project which basically changed my life. Like for the first time, I came to know how basically you can just with some numbers and just with some very basic code, you can create so impressive thing. So this is my first project which I created using JavaScript. So basically this project is a little closer to my heart. So that's why I use it everywhere. You can download the certificate at the 7:30. First of all, you have to mark your attendance for at least 4 days. Yeah, you can make this thing in any language that you want. Yeah, Shibu, he's a really a great guy. From him I also मतलब उसी से मैंने पढ़ाना भी सीखा था. चलो ठीक है. So let's start our project for today. First, using this project as a template, what we are going to do. First of all, we need some buttons here. So basically, as you can see, we are going to require 2 buttons. If you are going to make your button in a vanilla JavaScript, what will you do? You will just create a button. Okay, so let me just create a button here. So I'm just going to create a button, 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 and you are just going to put any kind of content here like check, and I'm just going to do it here, and let's just see. So we got our button here. Okay, very simple button. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a very basic simple CSS. So inside this style.css, I'm just going to create app.css, and I'm just going to write my CSS here. So I have already written all of the CSS, like we have all the CSS here. So here I'm just going to import the font. So font is basically, what is the name? Press Start is the font, I think. Press Start is the font. So I'm just going to import the font here. And for those who don't know how to import the fonts in CSS, it's very easy. You can just go over here in the Google. So just look for Google Fonts. Google Fonts. And here you can basically look for any font there, whichever you like. Okay, just choose any font. Suppose you want to use this font, Roboto, or let me just take this one. Okay, just select this font, and basically what you can do, you can select this these all the variants here, and just click on this import and copy this whole thing and paste it in your CSS. Okay, just go over here and paste it here. So this is the way to import your a font into your project. And I'm just going to do very basic stuff, like I'm just going to remove all the padding and margin, and let me just have a background color as well. So I'm just going to have a background color. Okay, I'm just going to have a background color at the body and a background color. Background color is, I think, FFF. No, EE. 333 is the background color. देखते हैं, like, yeah, 222 is the background color. 222. So 222 is the background color, and the font, I'm just going to use this thing here only. Font family, and the font family is Press Star 2P. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm just going to paste it here. So it's basically the CSS file in which basically I have I have all of my CSS, but I'm not going to use this CSS. We are just going to create our CSS file separately, and we are going to use this one. So let me just open the project, and here we have no CSS applied because we have to import our CSS as well. So I have just created my CSS inside this style folder, app.css, and to use your CSS, first of all you have to import this CSS in your project. So inside this app.js, I'm just going to go at the very top, and I'm just going to do import, and inside this style folder, I'm just going to import this app.css. So now we have our little bit of CSS here, like background color, and the font is applied. And let's just close all the random tabs here. So, and let me just have a little bit of styling for this button also. So I'm just going to go over here, and I'm just going to give this a class of button button, and let me just grab this button class here, button button, and border none because I don't like these borders. By the way, these stylings are actually applied by the browser. How many of you know this? Like the buttons and input field, all the stylings are actually applied by the browser. These styles are not actually the default default look of a button. I'm just going to copy this whole thing, and I will just explain what is the CSS because we are not here to learn about CSS. So here's the CSS: border none, background color, font size, font family inherit, so that we can basically inherit this font from here, and a padding and a cursor pointer. I hope like it's very basic, very basic like CSS. And if I just want to create one more button, what you will do, like I'm just going to go over here and button because we require one more button, so which will basically allow us to play this game again. again, and let me fix my spelling again. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to apply the same class button here and say, so here we have our button, but there is a problem here. Like in React, we don't actually create same thing two times. Okay, this is not the React way. We are just going to create a component button. So let me just show you. I'm just going to create a folder here with the name components, and I'm just going to create a component here like button.js, and I will just create I'm just going to create a function here, const button button, and I'm just going to pass the title inside like as a parameter, like as a prop. Before that, let me just return run return everything that I was doing there, like button button, and the class name is going to be button. Okay, and let me just put some dummy here, like dummy text, text here, and let's just export this button so that we can use this button in separate file. So here we have created a button component. Now I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to remove these two things, and instead I will just import this, import button from our component is button, and I'm just going to use my own button. It's a very basic example of a component. You can do a lot with this. So here I'm just going to use my component two times. And if you just go over here, so we have our button. So basically I can just create a button without doing anything. Like it's very easy to do now. I'm just going to create a button and that's all. And here, like we don't want this dummy text here. So let's take a guess what we can do to change this, what do you want to say? Like change this content, this text inside this button. How basically you can achieve this thing. So just, I'm just asking you like how you can achieve this task. Just take a guess. Okay, good evening. Hey guys. Why are you worried about the certificates, assignment, project concentration? By the way, you don't have to basically complete all the assignment to get the certificates. We just do, but it's gonna be good if you're just going to do the assignments. It's gonna be help. It's just help. It's just gonna help you for your journey. Surround sound is coming, kindly muted. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to do this for you. I'm just going to stop my. Okay, so here we are again. Let me just share my screen. Actually, I have a friend here who is actually making noise. Okay, sorry. I just hopefully you won't get the surround sound. Yeah, we will use props. Yeah, and let's just do this. Okay, so I'm so proud of you. Yeah, we are going to use the props. So how we use props? Just go over here and you can name your prop anything. So I'm just going to type title, or you can say content or like button text or anything. I'm just going to go with the title here. So I'm just for the first one, I'm just going to pass the title. Check your number. Take a guess. Okay, take a guess. And with a emoji here, and the another button, I will just type here again, and with an emoji again. Okay, play again. And now if you just if I just go over here, we are like nothing is happening here. For that we have to go over here, and as yesterday I just told you, whatever you pass here, we are just going to get, like whatever I'm just going to pass here, I'm just going to get here inside this props, and this props.text gonna actually contain the title. Oh yeah, so props.title is actually going to contain the title. Now we have actually going to, like it's going now I can just create any kind of button without doing a single piece line of code. So if I just want a new button, I'm just going to use that component one more time. Let me just decrease the padding, and let me just decrease the font size a bit, like 1.5. Okay, so now it's looking little great. And is it 100%? Yes. Let me just decrease it to 1, and font size is 1, font family, and padding to 1 and 2. So I don't want these buttons are too huge, so that's why I'm just removing. And let's just give this thing a border as well, like border, and let's just give a border of 3 pixels with solid EEE. not EEE. Let me just change this color, and I'm just going to go with this one. It's white, so we can just go with little bit of red one. Okay, it's not looking good. But what I want to do, I'm just going to add a hover property to them, like everything with a button class and a hover. I'm just going to change the color. Okay, I'm just applying a little bit of the animation, and the translate is a lot. So let me just remove this to 3. So it's a little less, and let's just add the transition property here. Transition to the all like 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds is too much. So let's just go with 0.9, 0.2. Okay, so now we have little bit of animation as well. So like little bit of animation, so it's gonna look little good. Now what we want, we just want a little bit input here. So what for the input, again I'm just going to create what you can say input field. So first of all, I will just go with the very basic way of taking an input. So input, and it's just a self-closing tag, so I'm just going to remove this one, input, and I'm just like in this input, let me just put a placeholder, like enter your guess here, enter your GU guess here, and I'm just going to keep it a save. So we are getting an input field here as well, and I'm just going to style that input field, and let's just see here also. So I'm just going to go over here, and let's just take this thing. I'm just going to copy this index.css, and I'm just going to paste it here. By the way, you know that you can basically give the class name and the ID name as an emoji. So I'm just going to use an emoji as the class name. So like just to look little cool, so I'm just going to do this. So here we have our take a guess. I think the CSS was not correct for this one. So let me just remove this CSS. So basically what you can do, you can basically use the emojis as your class name. I'm just going to go over here, and I'm just going to copy the CSS for the input field, because I don't want to write all the CSS on the HTML here, because it's not the goal of this class. So like where is the button, input field, and the class is guess. So let me just look for the guess class here, FGUES. GUES. Yeah. So this is the class for the input field. Let's just click over here and save. A little bit of formatting as well. So here, and I think I need a refresh here as well. Okay, it's looking too huge. I don't know why. Let me just remove the background is none. Obviously, border, family, inherit. Okay, I think I have to do all of my styling by myself. Okay. Okay. Back. Oh, sorry. By mistake, I just forgot pasted it in the wrong CSS. That's why. Okay. Now it's gonna work. Okay, so here we have our input field. Let me just go through the CSS again. It's very easy, by the way, and no more CSS left with us. So the CSS background none, little bit of border. I'm just going to reduce the size here. So font, I just want to have like 3 rem, and padding is also, I'm just going to decrease little bit of padding. Width is good enough, and okay, text line center and visible blocks, margin bottom. Yep, nothing so fancy, very basic styling. If you are confused with this styling, just take up the session for the HTML and CSS. So like I'm just going to decrease the placeholder, and let me just put this icon. Placeholder is going to be this emoji. So basically we have to write our text here, and what I'm going to do, and let's just go over here and also give it a color as well. So color, and color is going to be #EEE. So little bit of white color behind this. Okay. So now let's just move with the next part. Like we want to have the input from here. By the way, why it's not working? The input button. Let's just go over here. Border is working. Color inherit. Let me just remove this thing. So it was actually inheriting the color from the parent. So that is the thing that we don't want. Okay, so I'm just going to enter a guess here. So to take a guess, we basically require what you can say a state. So for the state, I'm just going to like import useState state from React. And now I'm just going to create a state here. So like, what is the state? Let's just go with the state like guessing number. Okay, so number and set number equals to useState. And by default, the number is going to be 0. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to pass on change here. On change, okay. And for the on change, what you can do, you can create a function, const, and you can name this thing anything. So handle on change event. And if I just do a console.log for the event, and I'm just going to pass this function here. It's basic JavaScript, by the way. You can just pass a and we are just setting up a on change event for the input field. I think you have done this already for the JavaScript. And let me, if you haven't, you can watch our video. So as you can see, as I'm just typing here, I'm just getting the event, okay, the change event. And inside this change event, if you just go over here in this target and inside this value, you will get the value here. So we are just getting the value of this input field. So what I want to do, I'm just going to console.log. I'm just going to do it here, event.target.value. So I'm just going to console.log this thing. And after that, I will just set this thing to the number. Okay, that's great. And I'm just going to go over here, clear out everything. And here I'm just getting whatever I'm typing here. And I just want this thing to be a state variable. So I'm just going to make this thing equals to this number. And how we can do that? For that, we basically require the setter function. So remember, it's a state and every state have a setter function. And we basically use the setter function to set the value. And as soon as the setter function will set the value for this number, it will also re-render the UI. But I'm just going to copy this function here and I will just paste it here. And as soon as I will just give it save. And by the way, I'm just going to use this number here so that I can show you that we are actually changing the number. So I'm just going to use this number at the very top as a heading, this heading. And let me just give this thing a style here, style, so that we can see this number. Afterwards, I will just remove this color and hash v. Let's save. So like you can see, whatever I will type here, it's just going to appear here. So actually we are just setting up a number state by using this. And we have done this on the third day of this session. Now I'm just going to remove this part. So we already know that we are getting the number. And now what we have to do, we have to generate a new random number. So for that, what you can do, you can basically create a state as well. Okay, a random number. And the random number is going to be 0. Okay, therefore the initial state, it's going to be 0. And I'm just going to use one more hook here, and which is actually called useEffect. So it's basically today's topic, like how you can use the useEffect. So useEffect is a very, very special hook. So what you can do with the useEffect, if you can pass anything here, like if you, for that, useEffect is just a function. useEffect is just a function, and this function is also a hook. Same like useState, but every hook have a very specific purpose. So every hook basically a very specific use case. So here basically useEffect is a hook. What this hook actually does, whatever you pass inside here. So what we do here, you can basically pass a function here. What you can do, you can pass a function here. Console.log, I am a function. Okay, so what you can do, you can basically create a function and you can basically pass a function inside this useEffect. Okay, that's all. And now what this useEffect will do, this useEffect will execute this function every time on the page render. So like as soon as our page will render, this useEffect will execute this function. Okay, I will show it to you. So if I just go over here and let me just open the console panel, and I will remove everything from here, like from this console panel. And as soon as I will just give a refresh, you can see we are getting IAM function here. Okay, we are getting this IAM function here. And see, if I will change the state, I'm again getting IAM function. Why? Because remember what I told you previously. So whenever you will change the state value, so as soon as I'm typing, what is happening? The set number is actually setting this number. Okay, the set number is actually updating this number, and it's a state. So as soon as any state updates, our UI basically re-renders, and that's why this useEffect actually getting called. So this is the way basically by which we can check how much renders our UI actually causing. So if I just type like this, you can see we are getting I'm a function again and again. But I don't. If you don't want to execute this use effect every time on a new page render, you can pass a second parameter, and this second parameter is an array. The second parameter is an array, and if you pass the second parameter array as a blank, our use effect will not run on every UI update. It will only run for the first time. So if I just give it a refresh, so as you can see, I'm just getting I'm a function here, and if I'm just changing the state, it's not executing again and again. So that's the purpose of use effect. Use effect is used to execute any function on the first page render. So what is the use of this use effect? So you can use this use effect for getting some data from a third party service, or basically you in our case we want to generate a random number on every page load. So as soon as any page load, I just want to generate a random number. So that's why I'm just using this user state. So as soon as my page will load, I will just execute this function. And what I'm going to do here, this random number, I'm just going to create a function random number const random number generator, and I'm just going to generate a random number. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pass set this random number. So this is our random number, by the way, and const random number, and this thing is actually going to generate a random number for us. So math.random, so it's just going to generate a random number between 0 to 1. So, and we are just going to multiply this random number with 100. So we are just going to get a random number between 0 to 100. And you will just if you just remove this 100 to 10 or 20, so now we are going to get a random number between 1 to 20. And this math.floor will actually remove the decimal. And after that, we are storing this random number in another variable. And after that, we are just using this set random number to set the value for this random number. That's all. And I'm just going to call this random number function as soon as my UI will re-render. And let me just remove this. So random number generator. So I will just pass this function inside this use effect. So we are just going to what we are actually going to do, we are just passing this random number generator inside this use effect. So as soon as, and let me just do a console.log here, console.log random number, and let's see what is the random number each and every time. So if I just give it a refresh, we are getting random number 10. If I just give it a refresh, I'm getting random number 17. If I will just give it a refresh, again 17 by luck. Now we are getting 15. Okay, so on every page render we are generating a new number, isn't it? So it's very easy to do. I will just give you a quick recap how you basically pull off this trick. So it's very easy, by the way. So use effect is a hook in which you can pass a function on the first parameter, and whatever function you will pass here, it's just going to execute the function as every time on the page renders, like as soon as page appears on your screen. And if you if I just remove this second thing, this second parameter, so it will also run this function on every re-render. So how actually re-renders happens whenever a state updates. So we have two states here. This is state and this is state. So every time our state is updated, basically this use effect will actually call this function one more time. So that's why what you can do. So if I just go over here and let me just do a console.log here, console.log here, random number. Okay, so new random number. So you will see that if I have not provided the second parameter, that blank array, it's just going to execute every time our state updates, and we are basically updating a state here. So this is an input field and we are basically updating a state here. So refresh. So we are getting a new random number, and see, as soon as I update a state, this thing is again calling. So new random number, and it's not good. I don't want to generate a new random number every time I type here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pass a second parameter, array. This is called a dependency array for the use effect hook. So these are the only two parameters that you pass inside this use effect. So now it's not going to update re-render on every state update. It's you can basically pass the values for which you want to do it. So for now, I will just going to pass a blank parameter, and after that, I will let you know how what you else you can pass here. And let me just set this random number again instead of just doing a console.log here. Okay, here we have. So now we are also generating a random number, and this random number we are getting from this input field. Now what I just want to create a function which is just going to check event, like so handle check, and in this handle check, what we want to do, we just want to check if the number is equals to the random number. I'm just going to alert that you won, or otherwise I'm just going to give a alert you lose. But now we have a problem, like how I'm going to set up an event listener for this button. So this is our custom component, and inside this like you can only pass on click event here, on click, and you can basically pass a function here. So I'm just going to pass a function here, and console.log I was clicked, I am a button, and let me just pass the prop.title as well. So as soon as I will just click on this my custom button, on any button that I use created using this button. So I'm just going to get this console.log, like console.log I'm button and the prop.title. So let me just go over here and see. So if I just click here, I'm a button, take a guess, I'm a button, play again. But this is not what I want. I just want to execute this function which is present here to be executed here. So how we can do this? So I'm just asking you people again how we can do this thing. How the button name is different. Rupali, basically we just pass the props there. Like we just pass the props there. So I think you missed the previous part. So like this is our button component, and we are just accepting a prop here, and we have this props of title here. And for our button, like let me just go over here, and I'm just passing button and a prop title, take a guess. And if you want to know more about the props, you can visit our yesterday's session. Yesterday I just covered everything about the props. The props are just parameters for a component, so you will find this thing in the yesterday's session. But make a function call. How to on change event is work for the multiple input and store those values inside an array. Okay, so Suraj, you are like asking. I'm just going to ask your question. Answer your question. Just give me 1 minute. How the button? Yeah, I just answered. The font family name. I think the font family name is Press Start 2P. Press Start 2P. Use drop shadow. Can you use the drop shadow? Yeah, you can do anything here. Like it's regular CSS. Yeah, it's very regular CSS. Okay, you people can take the guess. Until then, I'm just going to announce the winner for yesterday's session. So yesterday, the first prize goes to Induri, and you are just going to get like 500 rupees of 500 worth rupees of Amazon coupon. Second goes to Shivam, and third to Meta, and you will get 150 and 100 annual coins respectively, which you can claim on our like you can utilize these coins to get rewards on our platform. And we are basically starting a new batch from 17th of September. So if you're interested, you can get enrolled. And I also have a like coupon for you. Like you can just go over here and have a coupon SK10, which will just give you 10% instant off there. So if you're just interested in all the like the web, what is rendering? I'm just going to answer this. Ternary operator. I can just make a function call. Okay. So what is render? Render actually means everything that is coming on the screen. So what render means? So React actually renders this thing, which actually means it make everything visible on our screen. So this is render. Like हिंदी में बताऊँ तो screen पे जो आता है ना, तो उसको render बोलते हैं. So like if you are, haven't you heard about the render? Like we have in the games also. So this is our UI, and it will just render this UI on the screen. Like it will make visible all these things on the screen. So like we cannot every time say this, make everything visible on the screen, make everything visible on the screen. So that's why we just use this thing called render instead of this huge sentence, making things visible on the screen. So we just call this thing in a render. Okay, and re-render means making things visible again on the screen. So we call this re-render. Okay. But by the way, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to pass one more prop here, and you can name this prop anything. I'm just going to name this prop on click. Okay, on click, or just a click, and I'm just going to pass this function handle click here, and I'm just going to give it a save. So now you can basically call this function from your own created component. So if I just go over here, and instead of this, I'm just going to type here props.click. So props.click actually contains this function that you have passed here. And let me just create one more function, handle reset. Okay, handle reset. For that, I'm just going to set the number to 0 and set the random number to, like, let me just type console.log here, console.log reset, and I will just pass this handle reset here as a prop to the second button. So now what you can do, not only you can make the UI different for all the components, like the data is different for all the buttons here by using this props.click and props title. And if I just do a console.log for the props, you will see. So like props title, yeah. And let me just do props.title here so that you can see for which button we are getting this props. So if I just open this, and if I just go here, and let me just take a refresh, so you can see inside this props, we are actually getting the title and the function. Okay, title and the function click. So this click actually contains this function, which like whatever you passed here. So this click. So now what you can do, you can also pass some data and as well as a function. So that's why I told you that in React, it's very easy to utilize your same thing again and again. So that's why React is so popular. So once you have created your component, your life is just be very easy. Now I don't have to make this thing again and again. All I will just do is I will just create a function or a value, and I will just pass them as a prop. Now it's just going to work like a regular function. So let's just click on the play again. So as you can see, this function, the reset function, is actually executing. So if I just go over here and here as well, so if I just click on this second button, play again, on this I have passed the prop handle reset, this handle reset. So if I click on this, so this reset is actually happening. Now if I just go over here and let me just take a guess 4, and if I just click on this take a guess, so I'm getting executing this function handle check for the first button. So both the function buttons are having different values. So let me just type 10, I lost. Let's just try 11, I lost again. Let me just console.log the random number. So because it's just going to be very difficult to see the number again and again, take a guess for the number again and again. Okay, and let's just see what is the random number here. For that, I'm just going to give a refresh, console.log. So random number is 11. So first of all, I'm just going to take a guess 10 here and take a guess. So you lost, and 11. Okay, 11, no, 11 ही था ना, कुछ और था. Okay, 11, and okay, here we are. So I think we have to see what I have written inside this function. Okay, so let me just console.log this number as well. ट्रिपल इक्वल्स टू आ रहा है ना, इनपुट से तो वो आता है अपना स्ट्रिंग आती है. Okay, let's see what is the number. Random number is 14 and 1. So I just won. Okay, so like the lucky number was 1, and if I just click here, you win, and 10 I will just lose. So now we have to like add more functionality to this thing, and before that, I know I'm just have to like visit your doubts and all, because you're going to have a lot here. Okay, so I failed to do update destructuring. Yeah, you can do that as well, but Utpal, as you can see, most of the students are here like a complete beginner, so that's why I cannot use anything difficult for them. So that's why I'm just going with this easier syntax. So now we have created our very basic stuff, and now we just have to show this thing on the screen. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to convert this thing into the number as well. So I'm just going to type number here. It's basic JavaScript, by the way, nothing so fancy. And I'm just going to use triple equal here. Okay. Now, if we lose and if we like won, what I want to do, I just want to show that on our screen. So I'm just going to create a h1 here, and I'm just going to like type here like take a guess, mate. Okay, take a guess, mate. And here, okay, let me just close this. So I'm just going to create one more state here, and let's just type this thing like won or lost. Like I'm just going to type this as a guess, set guess, and it is string title. And initially it will take a guess, mate. Okay, and okay, here we are. So I'm just going, I have just created a string for us, and the initial value for this state is take a guess, and I'm just going to use this thing here directly. Okay, guess. And if you just open your UI, so we are getting this. First of all, I have to style this thing a bit. So for that, for now, I'm just going to I'm just going with the inline styling. So the color is going to be HEEE, and I'm just going to save this thing. Okay, so take a guess, mate. So if we just want, I'm just going to set the guess to you are a genius. Like if you want this thing, and otherwise you are a loser, and with a laughing emoji as well. So now what you can see, like what I'm doing here, I'm just showing, I'm going to show this to you. On this handle check button, what I'm doing, if the number is equals to the random number, I will set this thing, set guess. And what is this guess? This is the guess. So I'm just going to use this set guess to update this value. And also what I will do, I will just set the guess to you are genius. So remember whatever you will pass here, it's just going to become this value for this thing. And it's our initial value. So here we have our initial value. And this is the, now if I just go over here, so that I think, let me just give it a refresh, like, so that we can see what is the lucky number. So, oh my god, so I just by mistake I just forwarded to console.log our random number. So this is the thing that we have to do. So console.log random number, because I am not going to guess the random number every time, like it's one of very difficult. Refresh, random number is 9. So I'm just going to go here, and if I just type 2 and take a guess, so I'm getting you are a loser. And if I just do 9 here, you are a genius. Okay, so like our UI is very responsive, and initially it is little difficult initially, and just after a while, adding some stuff, adding some feature is like super easy. I can add a one feature like in a single go. So suppose if I just want to handle the reset button. So on the handle reset, what we want to do, what I will just go do here, I will just set the number to 0. Yeah, I will set the number to 0, like this number, whatever the user was typing, and I will just go here and I will just execute this set number generator function one more time. So now it will generate a new random number, and I will also set the guess to take a guess here. So let me just go over here and let's just see what is the lucky number again. So lucky number is 0, I think, but let me just, lucky number is 4. So what I will do, I will type a 2 and a 1 and a 4. So I won. And if I just click on this play again, so everything is resetted. And like I just forgot to do one thing here. In the value input, just do value to the number. Okay, so you can basically leave this thing, but basically it's just gonna be, it will be good. So like 23 wrong. Okay, so like 1, again a loser, play again. Okay, I will just play again. So it's very easy to do this thing. So now as you can see, just by doing a few lines of code, I just added a new feature, play again. And you can do all kind of stuff here like styling, and when now I'm just going to add one more feature, like for the score. So I'm just going to go here, and for that I'm just going to again create a state here with a value score and set a score. Initially it will be a 0, and I'm just going to create const hint here as well, hint. Okay, hint and a set hint. So no and for the hint I'm just going to leave it blank. And let's just go here, and in after this h1 I will just have a h3 here, h2, and a little bit of styling. And the styling, the color, I'm just going to give this and here I will just use hint. Okay, and if somebody take a guess wrong, wrong, I will just see if the number is greater than our random number. I will set the set hint to guess lower and guess higher. Okay, and let's just put some emojis so everything looks little funny, and a emoji here as well. Okay. Okay, we have. Okay, so now we also have like added the hint feature like on a single go. So like 3, so hint guess higher. So let's just guess higher. 6, again I have to guess higher. 9, a little more. So let's just try with 15. Oh, a lot more. So 18, and yep. And as soon as we won, we basically have to set the guess to normal again. So if somebody take the guess correctly, we have to set the guess to normal. Set guess to a blank string. And I think I have we can just add more features. I will just add the guess feature, like the score feature, and after that I will just give you a quick recap. So get higher, 12. Let's go with 16. I think I just did a okay. Say, let's see what is the number. Number is 19. Oh my god, number was 19. Number is 5. Okay, so 3. Take a guess higher. Let me just guess 9. Lower, let's just guess 5. Okay, and I think by mistake I just set guess to high, set hint to blank string. So here as you can see I just applied this set guess to high. So basically वो line ऊपर से चली गई थी. Okay, now I refresh again, and let's just try this game one more time. So the number is 7. So 4, guess higher, 10, guess lower, 7. Okay, so you are a genius. So now we basically applied this feature, and let me just add the score one also. So let me just add one more thing here, add after the button. So like let's just go with a regular div here. Inside this div, I'm just going to use, let me just use directly the h4, h3, and I'm just going to type a score, and after this the score value, and let me just go over here and put the style to the color, and as soon as somebody will guess the wrong answer, I'm just going to decrease the score. So set score, so it's just going to be like same as doing okay, -1, and initially let this take the score. Initial value of the score is going to be 5. Initially the score value is going to be 5, and we are just going to decrease the score value one by one, like on the each go if the answer is wrong. So score is 5 here. So let me just give a little bit of margin top as well. So margin top to 2 rand, so it's going to be little visible. So like see what is the correct number here. So the correct number is 15. So I'm just going to guess 4. So as you can see, score is also decreasing. 18, 3, 16, 2, 15. Okay, so you are a genius. So my score is 2, and if my score is basically 0, I'm just going to lose. So for that, on this else part, what I'm going to do, if my score is equals to 0, I will just go here and I will just set the guess to game over. Yep, and to the game over, and I will just call this handle reset function. Yep. So we after that you can just call this handle reset function, and I'm just going to apply a timeout here. So it's an extra feature, you can basically skip this one. So after a second, and I will just call this handle reset function. That's all. Basically you can skip this one, and this is like this is the part that you can do by yourself only. So let me just do 1 1. So now if I just have this loosed, so you are a loser, and I think 1 second के बाद वो चलानी है. Okay, so here we are. So you can basically do this by yourself. So I'm just going to remove this for now, or you can just go over here and let me just put at the very bottom, and I will just show you how basically you can give the styling by yourself. And before that, I will just also tell you how to deploy this thing on the internet. So now is the revision time. Okay. Yeah, this is an old project. Yeah, this one is the old. but you added the new stuff. Yeah, I have added some new stuff, and also we are actually using React to do this thing. Okay, we are using React to like create that exact same project. And as this project is really good because you can basically do a lot of stuff here. So like we came to know about this use effect and use state a lot. Like we used use state and use effect a lot. So these are the two most used hooks like in the React. So that's why we covered like the basics all. And now what I'm going to do, basically if you want to deploy your React app, so suppose if you want to deploy this one. So for now, let me just remove this for now. Let's just put a comment here. And afterward, we will just complete this. I will just share the code. I'm just going to visit the Netlify. So like I have always deployed my project on the Netlify here. And you can basically log in here. And to deploy your project, open your React project, okay? And open the terminal. If your project is already running, close it. And okay, just close it. And remember, we had the command npm start to execute the project. Npm start. We have something called npm build. Just type it npm build and click enter. Now it's just going to build your project for your npm run build. Sorry, the command is wrong. Npm run build, npm run build, and just give it like press enter. Now React is actually going to convert everything into a project that you can basically deploy in a single go, and it's going to be optimized for the best performance. So here you can see now we are getting a new folder here, build here, okay, and it's just going to take a little time. And till then, let me just go over here, and here we have to click on this add new site, deploy manually, and here we basically have to drag and drop that build folder. So for till then, I'm just going to wait for this thing to complete. So yeah, this thing got completed, and you can just open that folder in which you had your React project. So this is the demo folder, and here we have a build folder. And now it's very easy. I just drag and drop this folder here. Okay, first of all, I have to drag and drop this folder here, and that's all. Now your React project is deployed. We have connecting Netlify, this maker. Okay, so I think I have applied some ad blocker, so that's why it's not working. So let me just give it a refresh. Okay, now it will work. So if you have any ad blockers, so hoja drop hoja. Arey drop क्यों नहीं हो रहा? Okay, uploading. Please don't refresh. So till then, so I'm just going to give some so it's deployed by the way. Okay, so we have our app here. So like it is the link, and you can just go over here in the domain setting to change the domain. So edit the name. So take guess React. Okay, and save. So I have deployed this on take a guess React netlify.com. And if you just open the console, basically you can see the random number is 2. So random number is 2. So first of all, I will just try 1, 6, and 2. So I will be a winner. So like I won this thing. So this is how you can basically create a React project, and it's going to be super fast. You can basically deploy both the project with vanilla JavaScript and this one. Like in the छोटे project ज़्यादा समझ नहीं आएगा, but React projects are super fast. They are optimized for best performance. And you can basically add some of tests from your side. And to this, if you're just feeling lazy, and so what you can do, you can just go over here, you can copy this whole HTML. As I just told you, it's very easy to do this here. Just go over here and you can paste all of your HTML here. So if you're like feeling lazy, you can just for the CSS part, you can just copy the CSS and paste all of your CSS here. And if I just give it a save, so I have to like execute this thing, npm start. Okay, so like it's all done for you. So if you're feeling lazy and you don't want to create the UI by yourself, you can just copy paste all of the stuff. And so that's why I will just also share the GitHub repo for this one and for this one as well. So like because React is nothing special, it's just your regular HTML CSS. So like here we have our like CSS directly, all the structure directly. And before ending the session, let me React is fast. Okay, React is really fast. Okay. How to score to 5 if we click on the play again, or just go over here. It's very easy. If you want to set the score to like just like if somebody clicks on handle reset, we also want to set the score to 5 again. Take a guess how you can do it this. Like I'm not going to waste the time. I'm just going to set score 5 here. So I will just set the score to 5 again. So everything is really very easy in React. Okay. So okay, for this we don't need any kind of extension and all. Yeah, you can do this, Utpal. Okay. Yeah, you can do the create good trick. Okay, so that's all. By the way, let's just download our certificate. So for that, you can just visit on this one link. Okay, just click on this one link here, and here basically you can find your certificate. So first of all, let me just see where it's also my first time. Okay, so we have generate certificate here. So like if you have marked 4 days of attendance, just click on this generate certificate, and you can basically give me the final review. So if you like me a lot, just click on 10, and if you are interested in our program, just click on yes. If you have any suggestions for us, give us a suggestion. It's very helpful for. And if you don't like, click on nothing, and you can download your certificate. And I think I don't have a prop for LU coins for that, so you can just go over here and unlock for the 10. I'm like I have to fill everything, so I'm just going to fill. Okay, so I have to disclose my address here, so I will just put any red address for now. Okay, Indore, some address. Okay, city, country, obviously India. Okay, India here. Pin code. I don't actually know the pin code of Indore. So like Madhya Pradesh, where's the Madhya Pradesh? M. Madhya Pradesh. Okay. City Indore. पूरा भरना पड़ेगा ना ये इंदौर and pin code Indore, because I don't want to disclose my pin code. क्या पता तुम लोग मार रहे हो. Copy and just paste the pin code, and like in the progress, and after that you can download. So here's a certificate that you can avail, and you can basically share this on your LinkedIn. So just click on this LinkedIn to like share this on your LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn will be open for you. So first of all, like my LinkedIn is not here, so you can just click on this share icon for the LinkedIn, and you can link there. And here is my certificate, so you can also download your certificate by yourself. And that's all for like, sir, voice gone again. Really? My voice is no more? Where is the session? Hello? Hello? Audio. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay, here we are. So this is the way. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, that's all about React for now, and thank you for like giving me time, and I hope you got some value from the sessions. And if you're liking what we people are doing here, you can just once for visit our full stack program. You can find them in the description and also on our website. Let's go to our website, and here they will find our courses, the full stack development program, web development, and for the data science. Just get enrolled, and if you want like 10% off, and you have my coupon code SK10, and you will get flat at 10% off. And I hope I will see you in short. State management, Utpal, state management is like managing all the states. So after a while, you will have like bunch of states. Also in our project, you can see we have 5 states here, and we have to manage them. Okay, initially it's very easy for a small project, but after a while you have to pass this state from another component, किसी दूसरे कंपोनेंट को पास करना है, और ऊपर नीचे भेजना पड़ता है स्टेट्स को, पूरी एप्लीकेशन में वैल्यूज को प्रॉपर्ली यूटिलाइज करना, तो उसको स्टेट मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं. उसके लिए हमारे पास रेडक्स होता है, कॉन्टेक्स्ट होता है, और बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. So these all stuff you can basically learn our full stack like full program, because these things takes time and effort. I hope I will see you people in my class. Okay, so bye bye and have a nice day.